Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Welcome everybody to our channel, and today I'm going to be interviewing Brad Moore, and he's from Timeless Fence. And your official title, Brad?
COO and General Manager.
Yep.
And nice guy.
Yeah, and good guy with it. I've known Brad for many years, and we go back quite a ways, and Brad has come to our grazing school for I don't know how many, the last probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, this is the fifth year in a row.
Fifth year in a row. And we're having our grazing school right now. This is our second one in September, and Brad has a stand set up here. I just wanted to, I didn't realize that you all were carrying so much other things other than the Timeless Fence post. This is the meat and potatoes of our fencing operation. This is a really beefy one. This is a 2-inch here, isn't it, Brad?
Yep, that's the 2 1/8.
The 2 1/8. If you're going to be running a perimeter fence, this is the one you want. Multi-strand, where you've got multiple wires on it. It's pre-drilled. You don't have to drill it. You don't have to paint it. It's just a heck of a post.
How tall is it?
And the colors, they come in white, red.
White, brown, and black.
White, brown, black. Trying to get red in there.
We can make red for you if you want some red posts, Greg.
All right. Well, I kind of like the white. I tell people we're in the landscaping business, the land beautification business. So when you lease a farm, you can go out there and look down a fence line, and these white posts stick out, and landowners like that. They want their farms to look attractive. So think about that. When you build a fence, you want it to look nice and it also be effective. This type of post, a tree can fall on the fence. It'll pop back up if you cut the tree off, and you still have a post intact. I have some of the other earlier composite posts, not Timeless. And after several years, the posts that turn kind of blackish looking. They're all bending this way and that way. It's an awful looking fence. And I'm going to replace it with these. I'm going to take every post out and get a good looking fence. Because folks, if you bring somebody out to look at a farm and you got a junky ass looking fence and you got a good looking fence, that is your showmanship. That's what you can show people. That's how well you're going to do on their farm. And so that's what you're trying to do, is convince people that you know what you're about, what you're doing, and it looks good. Brad, you want to talk a little bit about the rest of what you've got going here?
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years ago, we decided that we wanted to really be in the fencing business, not just the manufacturing business. And so that led us to adding a lot of products to our line. We spend a lot of time day in and day out working with producers, developing fence systems, planning an entire system for them. We can supply them with everything they need, from high tensile wire to energizers to tools. And so I brought a couple of our more popular items with us, and just kind of show a few things. Here just a couple of months ago, we became dealers for Cyclops, which I know you're a good fan of Cyclops energizers.
Cyclops. Guess what? American made.
Yeah, American made, Alabama. Great family company, small business, and they make good quality products. This one happens to be a 32 joule. This is the biggest one they make. This is the Boss. But they come in smaller sizes. You can get them in 1.5, 2.5, 5, 8, 12 joules. These can also,
that one, you'll remember it.
Yeah, no doubt. These can also be converted to run on battery, or they can be solar as well, most of them.
Okay.
But this is a really good quality product.
That particular fencing, Brad, doesn't it have the lightning arrestor built into the charger?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah, this one has the best lightning protection in the business.
Yep. I love it. I've got one of those.
We also carry Speedright. This one's a 6000i, so this includes the remote control, which is a very handy tool if you're on the farm.
Yeah, you can shut the power off.
Yep.
Just by touching the wire.
Anywhere on the fence, it sends a signal back to the energizer to turn it off. So if you're doing repairs, or if you need to get across the fence some reason, need to turn it off, do that right there with the remote, cut it back on.
And it's got a 3-year warranty on it.
3-year warranty.
That's awesome.
And these come in sizes ranging from just a single joule all the way up to 63, which is the biggest charger you can buy.
Yeah.
No other company makes a charger that big.
Yeah.
And
Speedright just bought out StayFix, is that correct?
That's right. So Speedright and StayFix were essentially making the same products.
Yep.
Same size energizers, same circuitry. The only difference was the color of the box. One was green, one was red.
Yep.
They decided to drop the StayFix brand and stay with the Speedright brand. So That's what you got. So if you've got Stay Fix parts or Stay Fix energizers and you need parts, Speedright parts will work in a Stay Fix.
Cool.
This is a Speedright fault finder. Now the remote that came with the 6000i will do the same function as this. It is a fault finder as well, but this will help you if you have a short in your fence. Of course, if you're using timeless, you won't have that problem. But if you have a short in your fence, this gadget will help you find that short.
Doesn't it point the direction?
It will. It will show you your amp loss, and it will point to the direction where the fault's
So
coming
if you
from.
walk out there and set it on your fence, it's going to go beep, 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 because then it'll go in that direction. That's the direction you need to take off walking.
That's right. You just keep checking the fence until you find that fault. Otherwise, you could spend hours
Walking.
walking the fence. If you got a big property, maybe days until you figure out where that broken
And
insulator
in
is.
the meantime, your animals, the fence isn't energized. They're getting out.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. So this is an extremely handy tool. A couple other things we've got here. Gripples. This is something that I find a lot of people are not familiar with, but we came across gripples a couple of years ago. We sent a guy to New Zealand to compete in a fencing competition over there. And he came back and said, "You guys have got to have these gripples." And we didn't know what they were, but we looked into them and found this is an extremely handy tool. What it is, it's a fastener that can be used to splice wire, it can be used to terminate wire, and it can be used to tension wire. So it can take the place even of a strainer if you want to use it for that. To do that, if you want to use it as a strainer, you would need this tool. And this tool, the gripple, will slide in to the top of the tool, the tail end of your wire sticking out here, and when you open the handles of this tool, and you can see in the picture, this jaw will open and lock onto your wire. Every time you squeeze the handles, it will pull slack out of your line until you reach your desired tension.
And you can, those are insulated handles.
They're
so you can do it while the power's on.
Yep, you can.
Yeah.
This particular model has a torque feature on it. It has a gauge that you can dial in the amount of pressure that you want on your wire.
Okay.
It starts at 200 pounds of pressure, which is typically what we would recommend on a fence anyway, 150 to 200 pounds.
Yep.
But makes fence building much faster, much easier. You can use crimps, you can hand tie if you want, but for my money, there's not a faster way to do it than to use gripples to attach wire together. A couple other items here. You got, you always need a good pair of fence pliers.
Yes, yes.
And Nipex makes the best in the business. This is a German product.
Absolutely.
You've got some.
We've got 3 pairs of those. I will never, ever, ever buy another pair of pliers that aren't Nipex.
Yeah.
Because you go to the local hardware store and buy the best lineman pliers you can buy. You make one cut on high tensile wire, it puts a notch in it. It busts the cutting edge. These, that's an anvil edge on there, hardened steel.
Can I jump in too? And
Yes.
it's handy for women to use those.
Yeah.
It's small enough for my hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy to cut with. These are 8-inch pliers. Again, German steel, high quality product. This is something that'll last you for a very long time.
Yeah. Awesome.
And a couple other things here. I've got a wheel tightener. Some people call these daisy wheels.
Yep.
This is what you're going to use to tension your high tensile fence. And unlike your traditional ratchet strainer, you don't have to cut the wire.
Correct.
When you put these on. So this makes installation a lot easier, makes tensioning the wire simple.
I love those. I love those things.
And they come with a locking pin, so once you've reached your desired pressure, you just slide the lock pin into the daisy wheel. There you go.
And they're actually cheaper than the standard tensioners.
Yeah, these are very reasonable.
Yeah, a standard tensioner, like you buy the big ones, they're going to cost you $3.50 to $4. You can get those for, I don't know, what do you got those retail for?
These are around $3.
$3? Yeah. I love them though. You don't have to cut the wire. There's
And
no cutting.
This is made by Speedright as well, so the same company that makes the energizers.
That's a good looking one there. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we got here. We do carry a lot of other products.
And if you got somebody that's not real sure about the post they need, or they just bought 10 acres or something, they can call you up on the phone and you can kind of walk through their farm with them.
Oh yeah.
And look, because some people say, well, I'm going to run some paddock divisions. What length of post do I need? Or I've got perimeter. I'm running 3 wires, 4 wires, 5 wires, and you've done all that.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about the type of animals you have, what your
Yep.
goals are, and we can help you design your grazing system.
And you're located in Tennessee.
Greenville, Tennessee.
And what's your shipping? Do you ship everywhere? And
We ship product all over the world. We've actually got product heading to Australia real soon.
Okay.
Working on a project in Belize right now.
Okay.
We've got dealers scattered around the country. If you go to our website, timelessfencesystem.com,
Yep.
you can actually see a list of our dealers. We have 135 dealers in the U.S. now and 9 in Canada.
Wow.
So we're growing.
You're
More
growing.
people are learning about PVC fencing and that it's a perfect alternative to steel and wood.
What we kind of left off is the origin of it. Your material is actually a lot of recycled vinyl windows, right? They
It
end
is.
up in the landfill.
Exactly. So we get recycled scrap. Mostly it's end cuts. So
Okay.
when a window is cut to length, they usually 45-degree cut the corners.
Okay.
That scrap gets thrown away by the manufacturers. So we were able to buy that, grind it up, melt it, reform it,
Yep.
put another layer of UV protection around the outside. And we've got a product that'll last for a very long time. Has a 20-year warranty.
Unreal.
The lifespan of PVC, though, is expected to be more like 40 to 50 years.
Yeah. Wow. And it's shaped just like a standard steel T-post.
That's right.
Brad, one of the things I found out, we had a smaller one. It was only 1.5 inches wide. We drove it in the ground for some sheep fence, and I told Isaac, which is a stout young intern, I said, pull that out. It was only in the ground 16 inches. He couldn't budge it. So it's almost like the dirt forms a wedge lock in here. You can't get them out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to jack them out.
It creates a vacuum-like effect.
Yep.
When you drive them into the ground, they only loosen up the soil that they need, and so that soil is able to form a tight bond. There's a lot of surface area right around that post.
They're pre-sharpened.
Yep.
I remember you and Russ out here installing these by the road for our grazing school, and you had a porta power on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a jackhammer. It was hitting it. And they drove it right beside a honey locust tree out here, a big one. They hit a root. And I'm like, well, you might as well pull it up, move it over. Brad says, give it a minute. And that darn thing went on. And I don't know how big a diameter the root was. It may have been like that. But it went through the root. It didn't mushroom that out. It's just unbelievable. Steel post driver. Everybody's got a steel post driver. That's what you use to put these in the ground. It works great.
Yeah, they're very tough.
So, Brad,
But you want to talk about
Yeah.
thank you, man, for the interview, and
the Chunky Monkey furniture?
keep up. Yeah, Brad and I are in our chunky monkey furniture. This is something that Jan we kind of came up with. It's wood milled off our farm, and it's a good way to recycle cedar trees that we normally would have put in a brush pile somewhere.
There we go. Repurposing another material.
That's right. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Greg.
We'll see you all down the road. And Timeless Fence, check it out. Google it. Oh, do you have a number that you use for people to call?
Yeah, if you want to call us, our phone number is 800-788-4709.
And
Good
your
deal.
webpage?
Webpage is timelessfencesystem.com.
All right. Thank you, Brad.
All right. Thank
My
you,
man.
guys.
Y'all take care, and hit the subscribe button on the way out and the like, and we'll see y'all down the road. Thank you all.